Thought I'd do a little garden update this morning. As you can see, things are going well. That's my pepper patch, and just kind of here to show you can see up in there. I've got some banana peppers. I've already pickled some of those. My cayennes are starting to put on. You can see a little one there. Pick some off of these. My habaneros and ghost peppers and jalapenos hadn't quite started yet. As you can see, squash, I've got squash. Matter of fact, the next couple of days going to be freezing squash. To kind of give you a picture, that's 3 squash plants right there. And down under here, pull this out so you can see. That is my carrots. Starting to harvest a few of those, and of course there is my cucumber archway. As you can see, if you look at the top, I've already got cucumbers lapping over and coming over the top, so they will eventually go up and over this archway, and it'll just kind of be a tunnel with cucumbers hanging. Picked a few cucumbers yesterday, so they're going to start coming in, and it'll be pickling season. And then this side is my cherry tomatoes. As you can see, they have almost reached the top of the archway, and that's about the very top of that is about 7 feet, maybe a little more than 7 feet. So that just tells you how tomatoes will climb. Of course, still getting lettuce and greens out of my lettuce bed. Potatoes, these are potatoes that I planted at the end of February, and I've already harvested a couple. That one there, I'll probably pull that today. I may have some fresh potatoes tonight for supper, and a couple more here. Of course, I've got others that are on the other side, and then my herbs have just thrived. This is kind of a small batch. I'm going to figure out a way to do more of these next year and grind these up and make my own herbs and use those instead of the store-bought ones. But anyway, you can see that sage. When I see that, I think of dressing at Thanksgiving, so have some fresh sage to use in dressing this year. This is kind of looking down the tomato and cucumber tunnel. It's crazy how these get. These tomatoes here are my Better Boy tomatoes, and they're up now. They're up about 5.5, nearly 6, well, probably 5.5 feet. A couple of them may be 6 feet. These are my zinnias and sunflowers, and they're coming up. I've got a little bit of grass I need to get in there and pull. I'll do that today. And then this is a variety of tomatoes that somebody had given me. These are the, I think, sweet, or no, I forget what, anyway. They're a variety of like a Tommy Toe. They're I think the little orange ones. And I'm gonna show you something that, sorry about the finger in the camera. See those little mushrooms? That is what you want to see in a garden. That means your soil is number one. Because where you've got those, you've got this stuff called mycelium that is working underneath that soil, and that is helping to put good nutrients in the soil. It's going to make it even richer. Here I've got some nostrium that's coming up, and that's going to be good for aphids. It will attract the aphids, and it will also bloom and have some pretty orange blooms. You can see some tomatoes underneath there. I've already picked a couple of tomatoes, and Miss Teresa said they were delicious. So anyway, here I've got my sugar baby watermelon plant is starting to take off. So I'll be putting a little trellis up for that here in the next few days and get it climbing. Here's some more tomatoes, different varieties that I've never planted. I'm looking forward to seeing how they turn out. And then more squash plants here. Have some dill that's volunteered and come up back here. That'll go into my pickles. Have an empty bed here. I'm going to here either today or tomorrow probably be planting some more squash here and have some late squash. And here is my pollinator bed. This is the flowers that I bought from 1818 Farms in Mooresville. I always give them a plug because they're great folks, have beautiful flowers, and I buy a bed of these every year. And the pollinators just absolutely love them. And in this big plant, it's called catmint. It's a variety of mint, and that is from last year. It comes out, it's a perennial plant, comes out year after year, and it's pretty. And man, it attracts bees and hummingbirds. Some more flowers. This is all that you see here. This is all flowers, a mixture of wildflowers and zinnias, sunflowers. And here is my peas, snout peas. I'm not going to do anything with these. I'm actually going to compost using these, and I'll also feed my chickens. They love these. Now I want you to look at these onions. This is my onion crop, or at least part of them. I've got some red onion over there. Probably the best onions I've ever planted. Those things are huge, and they are continuing to grow. And here's my cabbage. I've already harvested one head of cabbage. I've got some more. As you can see, these little guys fluttering around in here, they are a cabbage's worst enemy. I forget the name of these little guys. And I've got a tunnel over this, but they have somehow found their way in. So anyway, cabbage crop is going to be over here in a week or two anyway. So I'm not going to, of course, I'm not going to spray anything or anything like that on my vegetables. But there is some things I can put on it that are natural that'll keep these guys away. But anyway, cabbage and brassicas will be done. Broccoli's been done. Lettuce is almost done. So these will be coming out, and probably going to go back in here with some either some field peas or purple hull peas in this, and in my onion bed up here I'll be doing the same thing in it, some peas a little later this summer. So anyway, that's got that going on. Of course, here's squash back there. You can see there's some squash in there that's ready to be picked. My zucchini plant. This is just a little Tommy toe that volunteered. I pulled up, transplanted, and you can see it's, I don't know if it stands straight up. It's about, I don't know, shoulder height to me, so it's doing well. Here I have a little blueberry plant that I picked up. Something I didn't know, since these are new, but I'm gonna have to get another one of these and plant with this. But you can see, got a few blueberries under here, even on this small plant. So, and what I'll do is I will pull that up or dig it up probably the end of this season, and I will transplant it probably somewhere close to my chicken pen. I don't really care for blueberries that much, but they are a great source of nutrients, antioxidants, and that kind of thing for your chickens. They love them. And then this is just zinnias. These things volunteered. I didn't plant these. I did overseed with some wildflowers. Looks kind of rough right now, but these things came out a little later this year. So I'll have a bed full of flowers here. And then over here is my late potatoes. I have 10 of these grow bags with both red and the Yukon Gold potatoes in those. And they'll make, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15, sometimes 20 potatoes per bag. So going to have plenty of potatoes. And then got my potted tomato plants. I planted these early. These are tomatoes that I planted in early March. I babied them, brought them in and out of the greenhouse, and they've done really well. As you can see, they're just loaded. I've got a Better Boy over here, and then this is, or actually this is a Cherokee Purple, and then I have a Better Boy. I've already pulled one off this vine, as you can see. Got one down here that's starting to turn. Here in the next few days will be ready to go. And then here just some flowers that came back, volunteered from last year. And then more zinnias. You can tell I like zinnias. So anyway, that's a garden tour, and things are going well. I quite honestly, probably all the years I've been doing a garden, this is probably going to be the best garden I've had. And I'll tell you what the key has been to it is the soil. I spent a lot of time putting nutrients, organic nutrients in the soil, composting, using wood chips around my plants to hold the moisture and as a weed barrier. And between all that, it has done the trick. And so I'm extremely pleased with what I've got going on. And as I said, there's going to be some other stuff I'll be planting in the back there, the squash. And then over here, as this stuff comes in the next few weeks, I'll be cleaning those beds out and going back with some peas, probably purple hull and field peas, as well as in that very back bed back there. So plan on raising a lot of peas and putting those up this year. But anyway, there is a report from the garden. As you can see Baxter there, he is he's keeping guard, all things that could get in the garden. I don't really know what kind of guard dog he is, but anyway, that's it. And just wanted to share that with you. And I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy it and make the most of it. Looks like we're gonna have a couple of days of sunshine, so that's gonna be nice. But anyway, you guys get out, enjoy the day. If you're gardening, let's get to gardening.